Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we're back with the Ram 2500. We're going to be doing some vinyl wrapping. I want to get rid of all the chrome on the bottom, so that will be gloss black. I'm thinking I will probably do the gas cap cover. I wanted to take that one off, but I've been fighting. I'm so sick of fighting double back tape that I'm just going to wrap some of this stuff. I got a little ahead of myself the other night with the door handles. So these were chrome and I wrapped them off camera because I just bored and I didn't want to start the vinyl wrap video just yet. So I ended up wrapping those. They're not too difficult to do. You just want to make sure you get down in there like that and wrap around the edge. So the other thing we're gonna be doing today is these. I've done the one on the other side just to test my theory, my process, and it worked out pretty good. I will show everybody how I did it and how I'm able to freehand cut the vinyl without getting into the paint too much. And then what else am I wrapping today? I think that's all I'm going to be doing today is the rocker panels and then that gas cap. Here is the vinyl we're going to be using. I get this from Vinyl Expressions. I'll have the link to it in the description below. It's really meant for stickers and that kind of stuff. So like the stickers I did up on the top of my race car there. It's more for that. It's not really meant for wrapping, but when we're doing little pieces like this, especially like this door piece and the handle, it works really well and it's just as strong, UV protecting, that kind of stuff. Again, I'll have this linked in the description below. So we're gonna be doing the rocker panels. This is a 1 foot by 15 feet, so it should be plenty enough to do the rocker panels. I think the rocker panels are probably closer to, I don't know, 9 inches tall. So this should be plenty of vinyl. So we are gonna get that done. The other thing I wanna mention before we get all this started is I'm not gonna be able to wrap the edges of these rocker panels. So this edge here won't be wrapped. It'll be just this front face. So if you look at it from the side, you might be able to see a little bit of chrome still, but for the most part, it will be completely covered. So I'm excited to get this done. I think this will be a massive transformation on the truck. I am gonna be doing the running boards. I'm not gonna be wrapping, I'm gonna be painting them. We're thinking about cleaning them up really well. I'm gonna do some research on what it's like to paint aluminum, but I would like to do, when we do the bed liner, I'd like to do this with the bed liner and the running boards. And I don't have any issues with grip. I just want them to be black. So pretty excited to get all that done. Let's get the vinyl wrap started and see if we can't get that done today in a timely fashion. So I finally have the rocker panels wrapped. I didn't show a ton of that because it's pretty repetitive. Once you get the first one down, it's basically the same process for the rest of them. The only thing I had to do different was on the longer ones, like the front door, and then back here, I had to have a second person with me so that we could put it down together so that I wasn't having to fight the vinyl as much. Then this piece of plastic right here where the running board ends into the wheel well was kind of a pain because I had to wrap next to that without damaging the vinyl or wrinkling it. It took a while, but I got all of it done. Now what we're gonna be doing is the other side of this. We're gonna be doing the driver's side of this vinyl wrap right there. I'm gonna show everybody how to do that. I just use some painter's tape, and basically what we'll do is we'll go to the other side. You can actually see where the old vinyl was. It's actually discolored the paint a little bit, and so what I do is I use painter's tape to follow that line, and then I wrap over it, and then what this does is it allows you a little bit of an edge, and then you can put either a plastic trim tool or your fingernail, and you can run it down that, and you can see exactly where you need to cut. And as long as you're cutting kind of diagonally up into this and not super deep, you won't actually hit the paint of the truck. So we're gonna go to the other side, get it prepped up, get that wrapped, and then we'll be able to be done with this video. So one more thing I wanted to point out before we continue on and finish the last little bit of vinyl wrapping is if you do this kind of vinyl, you're gonna get bubbles in it. And the best thing to do is to not fight it that much. Just make sure it's nice and laid down, get the big ones out, but leave the smaller ones behind because they will bake out in the sun. This does release air out from underneath it. The banner on my race car was the same way. There was a bunch of bubbles on it. I believe the trim on my 1 Series we did about a year ago, that had bubbles all over it. And it looked really bad on camera. In fact, you can probably see them right here. It looks horrible. And I was actually kind of nervous to show it on camera because I was gonna have all these vinyl wrapping experts. Oh, you did it wrong. And it's just kind of the way it is. And as long as you make sure that it's down properly and then you give it a bunch of time in the sun, these will work themselves out. Eventually, if you have to come back and pop a couple of them, that's not a big deal. But just leave the majority of them for a couple weeks. Let your car sit outside, get some really good bright sun, let it sit in the sun on purpose, and a lot of these will bake themselves out. It's probably impossible to see on camera, but I can just barely see where the old vinyl was sitting on here. So basically what I'm gonna be doing, like I said earlier, was just running a piece of painter's tape right along where that old vinyl used to sit. And then right here, it actually swoops up. And then what I'll be doing is running a couple pieces of tape like that and basically angle it up so I get a nice linear curve right there. And then on the top, same thing. What I'll be doing is grabbing a nice long piece of painter's tape again, pulling this away from the window. And then again, I can see the line right there where it used to sit. And this is where I'll be putting the tape. Once you get the tape on there, I'm gonna have to give this a once over, make sure it's real nice and clean. Once I get the tape on there, I'm gonna wrap over this entire area, and then I'll be able to run my fingernail like this on the top and the bottom, and I'll be able to see exactly where I need to cut to make sure this is wrapped exactly how it was from the factory. So there you go, got rid of a bunch of chrome today. I don't necessarily hate chrome on vehicles, I just don't like it on this specific body style of truck. I know it was very popular back in the late 90s, early 2000s, even mid 2000s, there was a lot of this kind of stuff going on. It just dates the truck really bad, so I'm hoping that this kind of freshens it up a little bit. On top of the fact that a lot of the chrome was actually starting to pit, especially in the rear where it's being flicked by rocks. I wanna show this little spot right here. This is a perfect example. So there's a bubble right here. I don't know if anybody can see that, but there's a bubble right there. And there's a couple more up here. We'll see if we can get in a good angle. There's 2 more right there. These are perfect examples of just let it sit there and bake out in the sun. If you're gonna do vinyl wrapping, just learn which bubbles to fight and which ones to leave and let bake out. A lot of the times the fight's not worth it. So what do you think of the pickup? Leave your comments in the comment section below if you have any questions. Also leave them in the comment section below. I do my best to reply to all comments and questions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Check out my Patreon link in the description below. That starts at just $1 a month. Also check out my Instagram link in the description below if you are interested in any Tenza Motorsports shirts. Thanks again everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.